Rudy,
It just kind of
Rudy,
felt
since we
like
got
that.
you on the joint, so what would be your do we do top five joints for our video games?
Yeah.
So
So
to
what's your
speak,
top category?
me, Kenny,
Yeah.
you know me for how long, dog? You know my genre.
But the internet doesn't.
It's the internet don't know. The internet don't know.
The internet doesn't.
That's true.
You're right, I do
You
know, but I just want to
you
get for
know.
sure.
So mine's is shooters, of course, and then behind that's going to be racing, and then after that,
So
I enjoy a good story.
so I don't know if you caught. Well, I guess we'll get yours first. We'll get yours. So I guess what would be your top shooters? Your top let's say top three. We won't go top five to be. What's your
Top
top three shooters?
top three, number one, it has to be Call of Duty 4. It's a classic. It's
Now,
what
question:
I
when we also say shooters, are we referring to first person and third person, or is that
yeah, first person
okay?
and third person, absolutely. But yeah, for me, is Call of Duty 4, the first one, and it's a classic.
Modern Warfare One, original
Call
Modern
of
Warfare
Duty 4
1.1.
Modern Warfare. It's the one I got started in. It's the one that introduced me to really playing online. You know, it was just that game, dog. It set the bar for first person shooters in that time. You know, back in the early, when did it come out? It was early 2000s, wasn't it? Like 2004, 5.
I don't remember the exact time it came out, but I definitely remember everybody who even owned the game knowing everything about every gun in that joint. So you was
Yes,
hearing about MP40s or STGs or I can't think of
everything.
exactly which guns are in the joint, but you would hear about everything and you'd be like, "Dang, are they talking a whole other language?" But it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So number one, definitely Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. It's where I got started. Number two, this one might come as a shock to you, but it's Gears of War 2. Gears of War 2.
Wait, how
Yeah.
is that? What would come to that as a shot? What made you think that that would be a shot?
Well, because one, you really don't see me play it that often, but every time I play it, I can't say I don't have a good time playing it.
I don't
find
know if you caught our video on the joint, but that was one of Terrence's. I want to say that was
Yeah.
one of Terrence's top joints. So yeah, hey, I'm hip because you put me on Gears too. Shit,
I
the
just
fucking hearts, the hearts.
it's
Like,
the
all we
hearts,
talked about
dog.
was and that worm, yo. So yeah, I could definitely see why Gears would be especially Gears 2. That's what Horde
That's
was
the
Horde
Horde.
modes on
Yeah,
there.
Horde came from. They introduced Horde mode, which was probably one of the best modes in that game, probably the best. And it was just like all around, it was fun. It was something
Guy with a
different.
rocket launcher over here,
The
man.
third person view of it was actually really different compared to most, and it was raw. That game did not hold back in anything. It was raw. That's what I really liked about it. The game did not hold back any punches. It lets you experience it all, man. I mean, come on. What other game can let you have a chainsaw attached to your assault rifle? Come on, dog.
Back in the day, Unreal tournaments. Well, I think they had guns, but you know what I meant. Which I would enjoy. I would enjoy another Unreal tournament.
Oh, yeah.
They made another one back in 2018, but it was quiet. It was a quiet
Was that
release.
PC? Was that the PC only joint?
Uh-huh.
That's right. Yeah, I do remember seeing that joint, bro. I was hurt.
Yeah, it was a quiet release.
They need to pop that joint back out for the Series
And
X.
Yeah.
that would be tough. But I don't think it's going to happen. It's been slowly dying out. I'm dead. Oh,
I
maybe
mean, it
not.
has been some decades since the last one.
Now, granted, Unreal Tournament was one of the first person shooters that set the bar back in the early 90s, along with Doom. Or not
So would you
early
classify
90s,
that as a first person
late 90s.
shooter?
Huh?
Would you classify that as a first person shooter?
Unreal Tournament? Absolutely.
Yeah. I thought it was more like a third person like Gears of War, but you could run around with like swords or like staffs or I'm talking about a different game.
No, Unreal Tournament was a first person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I thought the concept of it was the attacking, but this happened to be guns there. But okay.
No, it was my uncle had the very
What
first
system
Unreal
was it
Tournament
for?
PC. He used to
Oh, we
play
had
it.
it for Xbox. We had it for Xbox.
Yeah, we didn't get it.
Original
But
Xbox.
we got it for Xbox. But
Yeah,
yeah,
put that in
Unreal
backwards
Shooter was
compatibility.
one of the ones that set the bar as well, along with Doom, and also you had Quake that came after it as well. That also was running with the top contenders. Oop, I accidentally shot a teammate in the back of the head.
Accidentally. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure we on the two different teams. Because apparently nobody's safe from your bullet. So.
Fucking nobody.
Yeah. And if I had to pick a number 3, Kenny, you said this one in your top 5 along with Terrence and Ben. Halo 3. Halo 3. Halo 3 was just that game, man. It was fun. The creativity you could have with custom games, the amount of fun you could have with your friends playing on it as well, and just the overall smooth flow of the game. Halo 3 was definitely top tier for sure. Definitely one of my top 3.
It's funny because that was also like one of the only games that made me even really want to get the DLC.
Yes.
Because that Forge mode made you like Forge mode with your friends playing this and that. Certain maps are only on certain maps.
Yeah.
You know, Sandbox
it made you want to get it.
Yes, because Sandbox was so big, you could do anything there, and that made Forge like
anything and everything, and people did do it. What would be y'all's top 3 shooters? You know, I want to hear y'all
top 3 shooters.
See if any of them match up. You know, I want to see if my opinion is just bias, or would you possibly agree, or would others agree on my choices?
I'll go because my list is pretty short.
All right.
All of this is 3 games. What would you mean?
Yeah, that is true.
No, I don't
it is.
I know
It
what
is.
you mean.
It didn't say top 3.
I know what you mean, though, but I know what you mean.
I don't have so mine's would be number 3 would be Ghost Recon Wildlands. Number 2. Number 2 would probably I don't know because it's hard. Like I have a lot of games that I have like a shooting aspect in it, but it's not necessarily a first-person shooter. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just stick with first-person shooter. Number 2 would be Black Ops 2.
Okay, I definitely agree with that.
Number 2 would be Black Ops 2. Number 3, I've already said number 3. Number 1 would be fucking. It's gonna be an oddball one. Number 1 would be fucking GoldenEye 64.
Hey, that's a classic. That's iconic. I mean, come on, dog. The golden gun.
Yeah, I'll just go with. I guess I gave 2 shooters last time, so Gears 2, Borderlands 2, and I'm gonna have to say Battlefield 2.
Okay, Battlefield
2 more specifically.
I don't think I played Battlefield 2.
Battlefield 2, I think mostly was PC.
I think I played Battlefront 2. That's what I played. Was that Brothers in Arms? Or was that who?
Maybe it was 3. I don't know.
I didn't get into Battlefield until 3.
So my shooter, I haven't played this in a while because I think the servers might be down by this point. But one game that it's in my top 3, but it was Battlefield Heroes. It was on the PC. It was like an animated. It was almost animated like Team Fortress, but for Battlefield type joints. And by Battlefield, I just mean it was just more gun selections. But I spent a lot of time playing that game because I didn't play Team Fortress yet at this point. So it kind of felt like Team Fortress, and that was already a good game, a good game in itself. So feeling that already, like as from another game, that game was just fantastic. So Battlefield Heroes. Of course, I'm gonna throw in Black Ops 2. Black Ops 3 was close because of the revamp for zombies. And that's really why I like to zombies. I don't think I've spent any more in any other zombie game. I don't think I've spent any time, like any more time on any other game than Black Ops 2. I probably spent more time playing Black Ops 2 zombies than Left 4 Dead. Like it's these Easter eggs, there's so much you can do than just kill zombies. It's much more deeper than that. Rudy and I will well, this is Black Ops 3, but still Rudy and I would spend like 3-4 hours to put hours aside just to play one match of zombies. One match of zombies. And we would like it was wild. We even recorded gameplays of doing Easter eggs. It's also stuff I ain't ever think I'd see in a Call of Duty before. Of course, that's Black Ops 3, but still, based off the zombies from Black Ops 2, I really enjoyed the grief mode. Um, was it Transit? The whole map that was like a giant zombie map. Um, it, it, the game introduced diamond guns. It was just so much about it that made that game so fantastic. You can get golden guns. You can scratch your clan tag in that joint back when I had R-Band, you know what I'm saying? I had R-Band on that joint for a little bit.
R.I.P. to R-Band.
You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. But yeah, so Black Ops 2 is in my top 3. And like we've already said here, Halo 3. Halo 3 is that one up there. I think it's more because it's more than just a shooting game in a shooting game. It's everything. It's Little Big Planet of shooting games. And because of that, it's what makes it so good of a shooter because it's everything. Hell, sometimes I forget Grand Theft Auto is not a racing game, and Midnight Club. Sometimes you feel like you hopping out like it's Grand Theft Auto. You know, so these games they're just great for what they are. But I would say yeah, Halo 3, um, Battlefield Heroes, and the Black Ops 2. Not in that order, but yeah. My
So you know
top
the
3.
funny thing?
Hmm?
You gave 3 shooters in your top 5, and only one of those made it into your top 3 shooters.
Now the thing is, yeah, in top 5, I have to correlate for everything. For everything, fact checker, everything. This is just not. This is just based off of solely a shooting game. Like I said, Halo is more than just a shooting game, and that's why it's number one as a shooting game because it's more than just a shooting game. But I'm just going off of the sole shooting aspect rather than compared to everything. I think you're funny.
Okay.
So
Hell
so
no.
so 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 so, so, so
Terrence,
since
mine was
you
the
said that,
same way.
hey, since you said that, hey, what's your answers, man? You always the last one to go. And what's your answers?
I already gave mine.
You sure you're right? You're right. I had to make you go. You right. You right. But nah, so yeah, Battlefield Heroes was mainly because of the PC aspect. I didn't even really play PC, but like it was just so smooth and it was fun. It was fun. A low key jump, but it was fun.
So why did those make it over Borderlands and Left 4 Dead?
So, well, I have Black Ops 2 for Left 4 Dead. I just even with that joint. Borderlands was just like the reason I enjoyed Borderlands so much was it was one of the first games I've ever saw that like whenever you did damage or caused damage to somebody, it showed you how much damage you did, and that's what Battlefield Heroes did. And Battlefield Heroes came out, I want to say 08, I want to say, but it did the same concept, but in the Battlefield way. So you shoot somebody, you'd see how many points you did damage wise. You would see this and that. They had planes on there. They had it was just a whole slew of things. But yeah, Left 4 Dead already got taken out from Black Ops 2 because, yeah, boy, hey, zombies, man. Whew. Whew. That's the main reason I even like Call of Duty for a minute. But yeah.
Hey, all I gotta say for Black Ops 2, Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead.
Yes. Yes.
All I gotta say.
Slick the hall sweep. You do the joint where you get 2 hall sweeps. One person earns it from the skulls, another person earns it from the joint. Yeah, it was a whole thing. You get the upgraded tomahawk, feed the dogs. Man, it's there's a lot in that game.
A lot.
So you keep your top 5 the same way, or you're not going to make some changes there?
I'm not making no changes at all. I don't know why you asked that question. Okay. I'm me. I'm not making no changes. Why you asking Ben? You ain't asking Ben that question. Why you asking me? You know why you?
I mean, 'cause I haven't seen anything where Ben to like start moving things out. So I was just curious, like, That didn't give them
Hey,
more
hey,
thought.
But Terrence,
my thing is, what do you mean moving out?
My top three for my shooters I only had one shooter in my top 5, and that one barely made the list. That was in the 3 spot.
Yeah, you ain't checked that.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
Are you making any changes?
Hey, we ain't making no changes. Ain't nobody making no changes in this motherfucker. Y'all is who y'all is. Y'all is
That's
who
what I
y'all
got to
is.
say.
No, I think Terrence is trying to be funny. Terrence trying to be funny.
Because we coming up with these lists on the spot, so they have a space where we can change them. We're giving them more thought now. We're giving it more thought process to it, so we can actually start to think, hey, you know what? Maybe this isn't in my top 5. I can switch this out with something else. This is a living list.
So I guess the real question is, Terrence, you got any changes?
A living list.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, I like GTA for golf for a minute. You know, they had no other golf games that I played. I mean, they're just making a new 2K for golf, which is actually interesting. But shoot, I used to play that joint for golf. You know what I'm saying? I played golf and I played tennis in that joint. You know what I'm saying? All in GTA. I ain't had to switch games. So what are y'all top three genres of video games?
That's a good one.
That's super easy for me.
Actually, I just said
okay,
mine. I just said mine a minute ago. For real.
You sure did. You said shooters, racing, and
story.
Fighting? Well, I think it was fighting. Okay, I knew it wasn't fighting. I knew it wasn't
fighting. You know that ain't me, dog. I can't, dog. Me and fighting
story
games,
like RPG,
so to speak. Like
okay.
Adventure. Let's put action adventure. Let's say action adventure.
Yeah, action adventure. I can agree with that. Yeah, I love me a game with a good story.
I don't know. To be fair, it's not to interrupt you, Rudy, but to be fair, that could be Phoenix Wright. It's not action adventure, but it's a great story.
Fair enough. What I mean to say when I say good story is, I mean a game that's just strictly the story. Okay. Say like The Last of Us.
Nigga, I could just read a book.
Okay. God of War, or what's that other one I played? Or like Far Cry. Far Cry,
yeah, I knew that. It was Far Cry.
There. Most of
question, Rudy. So now that you mentioned that, why didn't Far Cry? Why wasn't Far Cry in the cut for your top 3 shooters? If you don't mind me asking, because I remember Far Cry 2. Yeah, you talked the.
It's not in my top 3 because it's not like one of my all-time favorites. But it's
not a pure shooter.
5.
Because now that I think about it, I want to take some answers. Because like it's Far Cry 3 is close to Battlefield Heroes though, because Rudy had put me on the Far Cry when he talked about 2, and then 3 I couldn't put that shit down. I couldn't. But the internet connection was like wilding, so that's what made that experience a little bit subpar.
Yeah. No, Far Cry is not my top 3, but it is in my top 5. It is definitely in my top 5. I
started to think with gold individuals. They're all gold. There's 5 of them.
I noticed that.
But what about you, Kenny? What about you? Top 3 genres.
Top 3 genres. I'm gonna say, number 1 used to be shooter. It used to be shooter. But now it's like fighting. Oh my goodness. Actually, hold on, let me get Ben right quick because there's a lot going on right here. I could have just did that. But sorry. Let me correct myself. Number 1 is gonna be like MOBA, like Smite. I like games where you have to kind of think about what you're doing before you do it, and like it has to be a team type thing. It can't necessarily be solo. You can do solo.
Would you consider that like strategy?
Well, I consider that like a So okay, yeah, sure. If it's a strategy, then yeah. All right, so I'll do strategy 1. 2, I would say more like the shooters. 2's gonna be shooters. Mm-hmm. And 3's gonna be like simulation. Almost like Phoenix Wright in a sense.
Oh yeah.
Or like
Sims,
kind of like
your train sim.
Yeah, simulation type of joint.
That's interesting. That's an interesting combo of genres there. I'll be honest.
Man, because Phoenix Wright catches me off guard because I have to keep asking Terrence when it was made because I don't know if the system is smart enough to know because it doesn't give you guidelines of like what to say, but I don't know if it's smart enough to know what I mean and like 8 times out of 10, it knows exactly what I mean. So it's kind of like it catches me like, whoa, way off guard that it knew that. So yeah, strategy, shooters, simulation.
I like it. Okay. Terrence, what about you, man?
I gotta go with sports, mainly 2K, NBA 2K, but other sports as well. I love FIFA. I haven't played in a minute, but I love it. Fighters, like pretty much any type of fighters, like not just the Tekken, Soul Calibur, all those, but then also got the anime fighters like the Naruto, Ultimate Storm, and all those. And then third, we'll go with RPGs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What is Persona?
I would say that's an RPG.
Yeah. Persona's like a fighting RPG, bro.
Yeah.
Persona's basically both of those.
Yeah.
Every time I'm over there, I'm always say something about Persona. Like, yeah, Persona's definitely, yeah. I think that's definitely this one. Well, are you
know, like it's really on the background of my computer.
That is your giant, huh? That's tough.
Here. And then I just need long shots.
All right, so Ben, top 3. Okay, top 2. We know.
Ben looked like he sit on thrones. Look at him. Look at him. He looked like he sit on thrones. Drummer boy. I see what you mean now, Terrence. I see what you mean.
Bro, I haven't even done anything, bro.
Exactly. It's natural. It's natural.
But my top 3 would definitely be racing, simulation, and like strategy.
How does man hop over the
Yeah,
racing, sim, and strategy.
That's definitely like you, Ben, for sure. Absolutely.